Welcome to this balance tutorial on do you need or do I need a gimbal? Before we begin, let's talk about who this tutorial review is for. If you're a health professional, a fitness professional, and you're starting to up your game with social media, creating content, you might be thinking, I'm scanning through Amazon, I'm seeing all these things on there. I've maybe seen a friend or maybe seen a YouTube video where somebody is using a gimbal, and you might think, do I need one? It looks cool, they are cool. Do I need one to up my game? That's who this video is for. I'm gonna go over some examples. I'm gonna show you two different gimbals that I personally own, and the links will be in the description. So we'll go over the benefits of them. I'm gonna give you also some examples of where I would not recommend using them as a health and fitness professional. And then I'm gonna show you two real examples that I've used with social media, with different consulting jobs that I've done. So let's talk about the two different types of gimbals that I'm gonna review in this review tutorial. So with each of them, the two that I have right here, one is specifically for an iPhone or a type of smartphone, and the other one can handle a camera. This one, that's more expensive, can handle a camera and a phone. It has a different attachment that you can utilize for it, but that's really gonna be the difference in the price point. The more expensive one is around $200, and this one comes with more attachments. It definitely feels more sturdy than the other one that's more for the iPhone. It's half the cost. This one's around $100, but it feels more, I'll say, plasticky. Is it useful though? Is it still really good in my opinion? Yeah, it definitely is, but you're limited on what you can, with the type of device you can use on it. The one that you can use for the iPhone or a camera, a mirrorless camera, that's what I use it for. I use it for the camera that this is being filmed on. That it is definitely more sturdy. There's more metal attached with it, so you can feel that extra $100 that you're spending on it. Now, what can a gimbal be very useful for that just takes content to the next level? I'm gonna give you three different examples here. The first one is filming a demo. So maybe you are a fitness professional that you're building a library of exercises, or maybe you're gonna do tutorials for YouTube, and you're gonna film a demo that you're gonna put on YouTube, or maybe you're gonna throw it on social media. So we're talking short little demo, maybe less than 2 minutes. Now, you could, of course, set your tripod up, put your camera, your smartphone, or your camera up there and hit record and go at it. Or you could utilize a gimbal. And you will, of course, need someone to help you with it. But what's really cool about it, and you might have seen maybe action shots where you're moving around with it, the job of the gimbal is to stabilize that camera or that device that's in there so that it doesn't look like someone's holding it in their hand. It stays smooth, it stays consistent with it. It absorbs all the different force or the movements from your hand, and it'll keep it locked in on that so that it's smooth, it looks clean. And so if you want to move with it, so let's say someone's doing a squat and you want to track them with it, you can move with them and it's not gonna look clunky moving side to side or up and down with it. Now let's take that to example number two of where this could be. Action shots. I just talked about a squat, but now let's say you're moving with it. Let's say that you are a gym owner and you want to showcase an area of your gym. If you were to set up a tripod, you'd be limited to that space. You can't really move anymore with that. But let's say you have a row of equipment that you want to showcase. That's where a gimbal can be really useful. You can walk with it. Somebody will need to be there to do it with you, but you can walk with it. You can show multiple pieces of it or incorporate some type of action. Let's say you're doing a sled push. You're having someone do a sled push and moving across a turf area. Gimbal. You can move with them and hold that action shot throughout it, which makes it really cool. And now the third example, and sticking with the gym or maybe a health studio, yoga studio, is showcasing this facility. If you want to take a tour, a demo of the whole tour, walk around the restrooms, walk around your whole club, and you want to showcase it in just one filming session or maybe a Facebook Live, boom, gimbal. You can put your phone in it, hit your live button, and walk around the whole facility, talk to it. I've seen YouTube videos where they do that, where they just have the phone in there, they have live, and they're just talking behind it. And there you go. There's one example that's gonna help it keep it stable. It's not gonna look like you're literally having an earthquake while you're filming it, and it looks great. And this is one of those devices that does that for you. Now let's talk about 2 examples of where I would not recommend using a gimbal. The first one is gonna be if you're filming a full workout. If you're doing online workouts, you don't wanna be utilizing a gimbal. Why is that? The length of it. And if you're gonna be filming a 35, 40-minute workout, think about that other person that's gonna have to hold the gimbal for you. That is a long time to be standing there filming a gimbal, especially if it's somebody helping you out. It's not going to be very pleasant for them. So that is the first example. The second one that's along the same lines is anything within that 8 to 10 minute range. This could be a longer, maybe review. It could be, maybe you're talking about a longer exercise or maybe some type of health topic within that realm. Anything that's 8 to 10 minutes long, anything over that, it's not going to be pleasant for that person. Just to have to stand there and try and hold it. They're going to be moving, wanting to do something that might interrupt the shot or distract you. So keep it short or shorter with your uses of the gimbal. That would be my recommendation. We're not in Hollywood. We're not having professional videographers doing it for you. So especially if you're having someone help you out, keep it short and don't use a gimbal for those types of things. Now I'm going to show you 2 different examples, like I mentioned, and some of them are the ones I talked about earlier in this, of how you can utilize a gimbal. So let's start with the first one. This first example that I'm showing you right now is a gym walkthrough. This is a gym that I consulted for in the past. And right here, I'm walking through the gym, showcasing different pieces of equipment. And notice how smooth it looks. It doesn't look like all the things I mentioned before. It doesn't look like there's an earthquake. It doesn't look like it's going side to side. It's smooth. It moves through it. It looks good with those pieces that I talked about. Let's move to example 2 right here of filming something for social media. This clip that I'm showcasing right now is one that I did for my company, Time to Train Fitness. It was a short little demo, and I filmed one of the instructors. And you notice how I move with the individual. It keeps it compact and it looks smooth. It doesn't have to be that I'm moving the camera up and down with my hand. It keeps that consistency, it keeps that look, that professionalism of it. So those were 2 real examples that I utilized with my consulting or even with my business that you could utilize right away with a gimbal. If you are walking away with this, what is the walk away, the takeaway that hopefully you can apply right away? That would be cost. What is the cost? What's the application that you would utilize it? Would it be maybe beneficial if you have the extra $100 to get something that you could do both of them with? Yeah, sure, of course. But if not, starting with a $100 gimbal that's going to be utilized with your social media, help you take it to the next level, awesome, do that. Cost is a big factor with it, but it can definitely be useful if you're going to use it, that you're going to be utilizing it to build that business, continue to put yourself out there on social media, or utilize it in some capacity with YouTube. That's been it for this tutorial review of gimbals. Hopefully it's useful for you. Continue to go on that path to build your business. Make sure to check out all the other resources we have on the Balance YouTube channel. Check out the podcast, check out the reviews, all that kind of stuff that helps you in any capacity. Until the next one, I'll see you then.